Hello, fourth graders. I want to tell you about a project that you are going to be working on in social studies over the next few weeks. We're about to begin in our Illinois, our home book, chapter 5, which is called Life on the Frontier. And it is about what life was like for the early settlers who came to Illinois. We've already read about the explorers who first came, Joliet, Marquette, to name a few, and their relationships with the Native Americans. Well, now we're going to hear once they arrived here, what was life actually like for them? And this chapter is split up into 4 different lessons. The first one is about traveling west from the East Coast to what we now know as Illinois. So traveling, what that looked like. You'll find out about covered wagons and the difficulties of their journey. Lesson 2 is about homes, how people built homes back then. They looked very different, as you can imagine, than our modern day apartments or homes. Lesson 3 is about what jobs they had. People had to work and figure out how to feed themselves and get clothing and take care of different needs. So many different jobs. And finally, lesson 4 is about children on the frontier. What was life like if you were a child living back then? As you can imagine, very different from what your life is as a child living in the present day. These are all exciting topics, but I'm actually not going to have you read the whole chapter. You're not going to read everything because you are going to be the teachers. You're going to be assigned one lesson and you're going to become the expert on that aspect of life on the frontier. And then in a few weeks from now, you'll actually teach that to your classmates on one of your live Zoom calls. So between now and then, we have to read the lesson, learn, summarize what happened in the lesson. You'll make some Google slides that you'll be able to finally present to your peers on a future Zoom call. So that'll happen between now and Christmas break. But for today, you're going to focus on reading the lesson that you were assigned to get the big picture. Remember, in our steps to summarizing, the first thing you have to do is read the whole thing to get the big picture. And that's your only job or task for today, is just to read and become familiar and answer a question about the lesson. So you'll see that on Seesaw, but I wanted to get you excited about what is to come in the weeks ahead. Your teachers are all really excited about this, and I hope you are too.